Hi, my name is Jade Bittner, and I'm here with Group 30 for the MITP project, along with Jonathan, Bridget, and Marty. So, the company we chose to work with is Heart of the Valley Animal Shelter, which is a nonprofit organization located here in Bozeman, and we want to target India. So, not only does India have a critical animal welfare crisis going on right now, but they also have a high level of rabies. So, rabies can be spread through humans, cats, dogs, and it's really a dangerous disease that causes millions of deaths annually, with the highest being in India. So we really plan to create an outreach program that allows us to address this issue and to provide medical technology, information, and anything needed to really assist in this crisis, which is a global crisis, which we hope to address later on in our program, but really starting in India and really making a difference as we start. So I'll pass it off to our next speaker to talk about our entry strategy.
For the entry strategy, we are proposing a three-phase step. One phase being in Montana, two being in India. The first one being gathering up volunteers through the Heart of the Valley and possibly MSU's pre-vet program and educating them for approximately a week on what to do in these dire situations. And then traveling with about 10 to 15 students to India to have pop-up clinics and working with the local shelters that already exist on parvo and rabies, taking approximately 3 weeks and using things there. And then the third and final phase will be taking the pop-up shelters down and just restocking the shelters on supplies so they can sustain themselves whilst we leave them being arranged between a couple months to a year.
Thanks for the handoff. I'm going to be going over a few of the key points from the pestle analysis and the SWOT analysis. Now, the biggest takeaway from the SWOT analysis is that we have a really strong internal operations. From running as a nonprofit and off of a volunteer workforce, we are able to have more funding allocated to actually getting our equipment out to where it needs to be, since that's where it's needed most is in the rural parts of India, where rabies and parvovirus spread rampant. Now, because of this extra resources that we have from running as a nonprofit, this actually combats one of our biggest issues from the pestle analysis, which is actually getting our equipment out there. Now, that's only our first issue with the pestle. The second one is actually getting India to let us in. With the FCRA looming over our heads, it's a little bit more difficult to get past these regulations. But working with, say, the Humane Society International and working along with India's government from the National Rabies Control Program, we can actually bypass a lot of these regulations and bureaucratic difficulties. Now, I'm going to pass it off to Bridget to close out on a few final remarks.
This global outreach initiative program that works with Heart of the Valley represents a powerful extension of its mission to promote animal welfare and community engagement. By launching a phased pilot program in collaboration with MSU and international partners, the Shelter Outreach Program aims to address the urgent issues of rabies and stray overpopulation in India through education, support, and sustainable solutions. While challenges such as funding, legal regulations, and cultural differences exist, the program is grounded in strong community backing, experienced volunteers, and a clear, compassionate purpose. This initiative not only seeks to save animals' lives, but also empowers students and volunteers to become more active agents of global change. By connecting local resources to international needs, this program is proving the meaningful impact knows no bounds.